Greetings from Athens, Georgia. My name is Jayshree Patel and I'm a student with Jealinette Rankin Women's Scholarship Fund, JRF for short. We're a non-profit organization that awards scholarships to low-income women ages 35 and older. In this video, I'll review the scholarship application process and address some frequently asked questions about our scholarships. First of all, I'm going to start with the basics, our eligibility requirements. JRF only awards scholarships to low-income women ages 35 and older. To find out if you meet the income guidelines, check out the chart on our website or on page 1 of the application. You must also be a US citizen pursuing an undergraduate degree at an accredited college or university within the United States. If you apply but do not meet all of these requirements, your application will be disqualified. The second page outlines exactly what you need to include with your application in order to be considered for a scholarship. You should read the instructions completely before you begin filling out the application. Keep this page handy as you complete the application process. Next, Section A covers basic information: your name, address, contact information, date of birth, gender identity, and citizenship status. To show that you meet the age qualification, you must write your date of birth in the space provided. Only women ages 35 and older are eligible to apply for JRF scholarships. If you're not going to be 35 or older by March the 1st, even if you miss the cutoff by 1 day, you will not be eligible to apply this year. You must also identify yourself as a woman and as a US citizen to apply for one of our awards. If you leave either question blank, your application will be disqualified. In Section B, simply check the box that represents the highest level of education that you have completed. If you've already earned a bachelor's degree or a graduate degree, you are not eligible to apply. It doesn't matter how long ago you completed the degree or if it's in a completely different field. However, if you hold a technical, vocational, or associate's degree and plan to pursue another degree, you are eligible to apply. Section C asks you about your plans for the upcoming fall term. Here, list your current school if you're already enrolled, the school you plan to attend in the fall, your major and degree program, your start date and expected graduation date, and your career goals. Please note that you must be accepted to an accredited college or university and pursuing a technical, vocational, associate's, or first bachelor's degree to be eligible. If your school is not accredited by one of the agencies listed in Section C, you will not be eligible to apply. To find out if your school is accredited by one of the agencies listed on the website and the application, call your school's admissions or financial aid office. We cannot tell you whether or not your school is accredited. In Section D, you will need to list the members of your household. For JRF's purposes, a household is made up of children, family members, or partners who share your income and expenses. If you live with other people, but the living situation is more like a roommate scenario where expenses are clearly divided among members, you should not count these people as part of your household. Section E requires you to estimate your income and expenses for the upcoming school year. You should not leave these sections blank or write "don't know." This will result in your application being disqualified. If you need to write 0, you may do so. Just be sure not to leave any blanks, as many applications are disqualified each year for incomplete or confusing financial information. If your estimated expenses exceed your estimated income, be sure to explain how you plan to make up the difference. We don't require you to submit any tax forms or the FAFSA, so please don't include them with your application. In Section F, you'll need to estimate your educational expenses for the upcoming school year. If you don't know exactly how much your tuition, fees, books, supplies, and other expenses will be, please contact your school's financial aid office. They should be able to give you an estimate of expenses. Next, in Section G, please list your previous education, work experience, volunteer experience, and any awards, honours, scholarships, or other recognitions you'd like JRF to know. Please do not include your resume or CV with your application. It will be discarded. Section H provides instructions for the personal statement. The personal statement is a very important part of your application, and it will help us learn more about your life experiences and goals. The statement must address all 3 questions asked in Section H and should be no longer than 2 pages. Typed statements are easier to read, but we also accept handwritten statements. Finally, you must sign the application in Section I. If you do not sign your application, it will be disqualified. In addition to the application form and personal statement, JRF requires applicants to submit 2 letters of recommendation. Pages 5 and 6 of the application are cover sheets for your recommendation letters. Please give a cover sheet to each of your references and ask them to fill it out. Letters should come from advisors, professors, or other instructors, but we understand that many of you are just enrolling and haven't made those contacts yet. Other suitable references include employers, counselors, co-workers, volunteer supervisors, or religious leaders. If you've been in school for a full term, you must also include a transcript. We will accept an unofficial transcript as long as it prints with your name and your school's name. Otherwise, you must send us an official transcript. If you won't start school until after you apply, or if you haven't been enrolled for a full semester, you must admit an acceptance letter or a letter verifying your enrollment. If you plan to transfer to another school in the fall, you must include both a transcript from your current school and an acceptance letter from the school to which you're transferring. Before you bundle your application materials for mailing, take a look at the checklist on page 4 of the application and make sure you've completed everything. We require 2 copies of the entire application, including the personal statement, each letter of recommendation, and your transcripts and acceptance letters. We will consider all applications by March the 1st, so please don't spend the extra postage for priority mail or overnight delivery. Remember that JRF scholarships are competitive. Filling out the application does not guarantee an award. If you're not selected this year, we encourage you to apply again next year. From all of us at JRF, good luck.